Good everyone, I want to do a sort of bonus video, and today we have just a little overview of the premiums that I have purchased for, well, I say purchased, more like got them for free on Gaijin's end. Thanks Gaijin for the baby accounts. Um, and I just thought I'd go over why is Raptor Jesus replay not on, well, it'll be in your notifications, but it won't be actually visible. Well, for some strange reason, when I was recording the replay, um, the replay recorded fine. I still have the original file, but when I uploaded it to YouTube, YouTube decided to just freeze frame it. I honestly don't know why, but we're not here to discuss that, and anyway, this is making up for it. So I've just got back from college a couple of hours ago, and I thought, well, I've got to get my Russian stuff and my US stuff that I want to buy, obviously. And as you can probably tell in the lower part, obviously I've bought some Japanese and Italian stuff. I've gone out on a bit of a whim with some of the stuff. Now I have got 349 Golden Eagles left. That ironically is one less than the American Key 61. However, I don't want that. Um, so let's go over the vehicles that I've purchased. Obviously, you will get a first drive, obviously for the ones that are tanks, such as this T3 here, and you will also get first flights for all other vehicles at some point. Obviously, I am going to London tomorrow, so you should feel honoured that I'm actually doing this. It's 3 o'clock right now, but I've got plenty of time, and plus I don't need to hit the hay tonight till about 10, so thought I'd do this now. So obviously we've got the T3 first. This is essentially just a copy-paste Panzer III-F. If I remember right, it's either the F or the... I think it's the F. I do apologise. Um, Dogs is all I'll say. Is why I left my Facebook open. I'm a big fan of me dogs. But this is essentially a Panzer III-F copy, or no, it's the J, sorry, it's the J, because it's got 50mm front armour. And it's essentially the Russian premium version of that. I've had my eye on this little thing for a while, because I've always liked the Panzer III, and with it being on a Russian team, that should hopefully be a bit better. Obviously, I wanted something else, so I thought I'll get the T126. I've also been eyeing this little guy up a while now. 55mm of front armor, which for a light tank is pretty insane. Both vehicles have very poor turret traverse, so you're not going to get anything in terms of like 360 nose scopes, unfortunately. So next up, obviously we have the P39K1. I've always wanted a Russian Cobra, and this was the one I picked. I had the option to go for the P63A5. Was gonna go for that due to its versatility, but nah. I wanted some a bit more lower tier, rank 2, and just a bit more my sort of style. Next up, the Hurricane 2B for the Russians. This thing's this thing's got an interesting history, which I can cover at some point. I can also carry rockets on this little guy, so that'll come in handy for ground forces and everything. Because what was I going to do? Well, if there's anything added at lower tiers, or if I was to do the grind for like something at rank 2, battle rating 3 area, or maybe even higher tiers, I could use this as a ground panda. Next one's going to be a bit unusual. The Hampden TB Mark 1, obviously the Russian variant with the 50 cal disc, or the Berezin UB machine gun in the turret up there. I went for this because I've been eyeing up the Russian Hampden for a while, and I love the Hampden as the standard plane in the British tech tree. Due to it being a TB model, obviously you get the 2 500 pounders and the 4 1,000 pounders in the fuselage. Excuse me, and I think I'll have a lot of fun with this thing because, well, it's a Hampden, can fly on the Russian side, and I get a Russian machine gun in the back, which means you're gonna murder anything you see. So, Japan, obviously, those of you that know me very well, I've wanted the Japs here for ages now, and, well, I finally got her in my hangar. Just to point out, none of these vehicles have been driven yet. I'm saving those for when I come back from London. But obviously we've got the F4U1A, this, or the Japs there, as this thing's commonly known. This thing's a beast. I fight this thing a lot, and she seems a beast. That's why I wanted her, and I finally got her in my possession. Next up is the Key 44-2 Otsu, what Hairyfeet calls the, I think it's the Putin scoot, if I remember rightly, because the cannon's basically poo. If you're not really sure what I mean by that, it's because they fire caseless ammunition. Quite interesting, actually, in terms of history. If you want to look it up, just look up the Ho 301 on Google. But I've always wanted this aircraft. It looked very interesting from when I first saw it, and well, Hairyfeet did a video on it, and I thought, well, those cannons actually look pretty lethal. So I'll get it, and obviously I can use it in ground pounding with those 2 times 100 kilo bombs. Obviously, I'm not going to be carrying the bombs when it comes to the first flight, but you get the idea. Next one, I can already hear Hairyfeet screaming at the freaking monitor, but trust me, mate, there's method in my madness. This is Hagir. Oh, I can never pronounce the name because I think it is Hagiris or like Hajiris. Like you'd say the G is a J because it's Japanese. But I've gotten his A5M4. I've always liked the A5M4, and well, this thing's not really new player friendly, and that's why I want to see if I can give advice on it. Because obviously, if you choose the Japanese Air Force, which I don't recommend you do for your first outing in War Thunder, this will be the premium that you earn. And I don't think this is a good premium or like a good vehicle to give to new players, but maybe an experienced player could give it a good taming. We'll have to see. We're almost there now, folks. Don't worry. 2 more vehicles to go. Um, Next up is the Japanese 109E7. Obviously, I don't have the German E7U2, but I do now obviously own the E7 Japanese variant. And well, I've seen a lot. I haven't seen many of these things anymore. It's a real shame because it's a really bloody good performing aircraft. But we'll have to see how she does in terms of, well, firepower and everything. Because, well, if Hairyfeet can smack up an ace like it's going out of style, I'm fairly certain I can get some out of this plane. And my final bird just had to be a Spitfire, didn't it? Because, well, I'm British, so it's got to be something British. Well, technically British. This is the infamous Pacifier, the Spitfire Mark 5B Tropical. Now, this plane, again, I've seen a lot of. DTT has been recommending this plane to me for a while, so has Hairyfeet, and well, lads, don't worry, I've finally got it. So you can no longer nag me like you're my bleeding mother. Just don't tell her I said that. But yes, I'm looking forward to all these vehicles. Obviously, I know some people are going to be screaming at the screen when it came to the T3 and the T126, maybe even the Hampton or the Hejiri's A5M4. I've still got 350 left in terms of Golden Eagles, so I'm thinking of just burning it on the number 531 when that comes out and save the rest for a rainy day, or just grind out a few GE wages and go from there. But yep, I hope you enjoyed our little look at some of the vehicles that I've obviously bought. And yes, some of them were British because I knew they were British. But I have eyed up some of these vehicles for quite a while, like I said, the Hurricane, the P39 and stuff, and the T3. But yeah, I'm looking forward to them. So I'll let you guys off. Like I say, do apologise for Raptor Jesus replay being pulled. That's technical issues. Not really anything I can do about that. Another battle that has been pulled was the Focke-Wulf 189 Talisman, or the Premium Series flight. I've had to pull that, so yeah, and I can't be asked to go back and record it. I'll be brutally honest. But if you do want to see the Focke-Wulf 189 again, I can always pull it out at some point. But anyway, I'm gonna go prepare for London, and well, I'm gonna go see things like the HMS Belfast. The well, I don't think I'll be seeing the Tower of London. Just depends on what my sister wants, because it's me and my sister going. We'll go to things like the uh, Imperial War Museum, London Eye, just generally things that I haven't seen in London because I've barely been London. I've been London twice, and I don't go. Like, well, in fact, last time I went was when I was 11. But yep, hope you enjoyed this little brief overview of the vehicles and everything. Looking forward to the lot of them. Obviously, the T3 and the Hampton will most likely be used in ground forces together, so that'll be quite fun. But we'll just see how we go. Anyway, I shall see you all on the next one.